advancing result?
We'll review tonight. Obviously, we'll go over some things on the field and then look at the video. But with the schedule, a lot of it was put the previous game behind us and focus on the next challenge, which was Toronto. And now our focus turns to Tigres in the second leg. So, saw some good things to take away from leg one that hopefully, we can make a few adjustments to be a little bit better on both sides of the ball, and then also with set pieces, and then continue some things that we did well. So no different than any other game, but with a quick turnaround, it was it's not something that is new to us, and I'm confident the guys will take in the information and adjustments, and we'll put together a strong performance.
What are some of the things you're going to have to be prepared for as a player to come into these environments?
I mean, everything really. Obviously, we're, in their stadium now, and it's, whenever you go away, it's always probably going to be tougher than playing at home, just because it's, their atmosphere. They, regardless, they are sleeping at home. They're, with their families, and, we're still with our family here, but soccer family. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're still playing on a field that's pretty much the same dimensions as ours, and we're playing against, it's our team versus their team. So try not to think about too much of that other stuff. It's really just, again, our team versus their team on the same pitch, and that's really all that matters.
Hola, buenas tardes para ambos. Bienvenidos a Monterrey. Una pregunta para cada uno. Coach mencionaba en la ida de Cincinnati que el análisis de Tigres había partido con Guido Pizarro como jugador, ahora entrenador. Ya con estos dos encuentros, tanto contra ustedes como contra Querétaro, ¿cómo definirían el estilo de juego de Tigres?
Coach, the question you mentioned in the analysis with Guido Pizarro as a player, and then all of a sudden became the coach for the first leg. How did that change your approach, and how do you evaluate now, having played with him as the coach, Tigres?
It didn't change our approach. We knew that it was going to be a very strong team. The only difference was he wasn't going to be on the field. And, they threw a little bit of a different structure at us than the previous manager. And I thought the guys did a good job in leg one. But, certainly with what we will review from our own game, and then Querétaro, which was, a lot of similarities, we'll review those two things and primarily focus on our game, because that's the best way to analyze it. And like I said, try to take what we can from that game to be better positioned for, a result and a good performance in leg two.
Y para DeAndre, a ver, hay posturas dentro del terreno de juego. Has jugado incluso con el mejor de la historia, estás acostumbrado a escenarios de presión máxima. ¿Qué tiene que hacer Cincinnati mañana para avanzar a cuartos de final? ¿Atacar desde el inicio, presionar muy alto a Tigres, o bien esperar a encontrar la oportunidad perfecta para la final?
DeAndre, you've played in some of the biggest games in some of the biggest stadiums in Mexico. What do you think that this team needs to do to advance to the next round? Is it attack higher, press higher, sit back and wait for the opportunity? What do you think this team needs to do?
I mean, I think we just need to stick to our deals and stick to who we are as a team. I think if we do that and everybody, plays up to their potential, then I think we can beat anybody. So I'm sure Pat and the coaching staff will have the game plan laid out, which, I'm not going to say here, but yeah, I think if we stick to kind of, what makes our team and the foundation that we've built, and, build on some things from that first game, then I think that's going to be the recipe to advance, hopefully.
Conociendo que Tigres sabe que ellos son los obligados a atacar por el mismo modo en el juego de ida, ¿cómo proponer el partido de mañana sin descuidar su zona defensiva para que Tigres no aproveche eso, que ellos vayan a ir al ataque y Tigres aproveche también para marcar?
The question, in a similar vein, Tigres being the team at home will feel the pressure to be the more attacking team. How do you anticipate their pressure and how they're going to attack? Question.
Yeah, I think them being at home, they're going to want to ramp up the pressure, get the fans behind them, create a real, hostile atmosphere, try to make it difficult on us. And, for us is, to be able to counter that and, hopefully try to do the same thing to them. It's obviously never nice at home when, the pressure's on you. So we're going to try to do the same thing to them. And it's a strong team that we're playing. So it's going to be difficult, but, that's what we're going to go into the game doing and hopefully you can advance.
Yeah, both teams are on the same schedule and with very similar, I would say lineups, especially theirs on Friday. And so I think how the game is approached by both teams, will be determined tomorrow. But I think there's probably a plan on their end to be aggressive and want to get ahead of us. I think that's natural. But being at home, being away, that doesn't always, change how coaches approach these games. And it might look very similar to leg one. It might look completely different based on, that home and away factor. But we have to be prepared for a strong start against a very challenging team and make sure that, we get our pressure right, make sure we're organized defensively. And then with the ball, we have to have the confidence to move it in certain ways where we think we can gain an advantage to, find, chances at goal.
Take two final questions. Zoom, one for- Go ahead.
Thank you. Pat, this is kind of the first do or die situation that you guys are facing this year. How prepared do you feel like your group is for this kind of situation? And we've heard a lot about just the mental toughness of this group, but is this kind of the first test of that?
Well, Matago was a do or die. We just had a really good and a different position after leg one. So we were able to finish things off at home, but I'm not gonna add any additional pressure to the group based on, knowing that if we don't get a result, that's the end of the tournament. I want these guys to be confident. I think they are confident, as you can see from previous performances, putting the results aside, that we got past I think our lone poor performance of league and cup competition, and the guys are going to be excited for the challenge. They know the difficulties of it. We as a staff know the difficulties of it, but we're not going to add additional pressure to the group in a way where it's detrimental to how we play. We want to be confident and mindful and respectful of our opponent, but try to do the things that, we know we could do well to advance.
The last one here. Go ahead.
DeAndre, so you're being one of the most experienced players on the team. How do you think your experience will help the players on the field obtain the result needed?
Yeah, I mean, just try to do what I can to help lead. We have a good amount of experienced players on the field, so it's not obviously just on me. But communicate. Obviously, I think most of the guys know what it's like to play down here, play away. Not necessarily just in Mexico, but in Central America, or this part of America. And yeah, I think at the end of the day, just help be the best leader that I can. Try to lead by example with my play, and obviously use my voice in ways that can help guys out.
Appreciate it.